I think it's pretty safe to say that one of the big questions for episode 9 is of course Rey's path and exactly how she will become a Jedi in the movie. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, if we look at Rey as a character in both The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, I think it's pretty safe to say also that at this point she really doesn't need any additional training to become a Jedi because of how powerful she really is as a character. You know, if we look at the originals, Luke Skywalker actually had to go on a big journey and train with Yoda for, you know, a good portion of the overall movie and Empire, and even in Return of the Jedi, you know, learning more knowledge about his father and confronting him. All these little obstacles into becoming a Jedi that Luke went through. Now, as for Rey, this is the big question. How will this actually be achieved? Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which gives us a couple of hints as to exactly how Rey will become a Jedi in episode 9. Specifically, a description of Rey reading the ancient Jedi text with C-3PO on board of the Millennium Falcon. C-3PO is translating the text for her, as dialogue is said to be audible for Rey involving the books. The next goes over Rey inside of an ancient Jedi temple of sorts, full of runes and ancient writings on the walls for her to read and learn from. Her hand is grazing across the wall with her eyes closed, indicating Rey has a connection now to the known language of the ancient Jedi. Another goes over Rey meditating on a boulder that is levitating around 5 feet off of the ground with the Force ghost of Luke Skywalker behind her, touching her shoulder. This is a parallel to Yoda and Luke training on Dagobah, except with the Master already a part of the netherworld of the Force. The last goes over Rey in a black outfit mirroring Luke in Return of the Jedi with a new lightsaber hilt and long hair. So what's really interesting about all of this, I think, is the other Jedi temple that, you know, we have been hearing about lightly these past couple of months or so. Now, one would think that the last Jedi temple that we would ever see in a Star Wars movie would be the first one, right? The one on Ahch-To, on that island in the middle of nowhere that Luke Skywalker resided on. Now, it seems as so that we will be exploring yet another ancient Jedi temple in Star Wars Episode 9 in order for Rey to gain more knowledge about not only the ancient Jedi, but also about Luke Skywalker himself, because the Force ghost of Luke appearing behind her, it seems like it's going to be the third and final lesson for Rey. And with that being said, you know, if you look at The Last Jedi, we only got 2 full lessons in the movie. Now, sure, granted, the third lesson is a part of a deleted scene. And in that deleted scene, I would think it's pretty safe to say that it's not really an actual lesson. It's more around the lines of Luke Skywalker testing Rey and kind of joking around with her. You know, making her think that there was a danger when there really wasn't. So, going into Episode 9, an actual legitimate third lesson will be with the Force ghost of Luke Skywalker and Rey, it seems. Now, this is a part of her Jedi training as she is on a boulder that's levitating off of the ground with her eyes closed. Again, I'm getting vivid images of, you know, Yoda training with Luke. It seems like it's going to be a parallel of just that. As far as Rey constructing a new lightsaber, now we got a hint about this during the filming over in Jordan not too long ago. Now, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but there was a major sequence that Daisy Ridley shot over in Jordan, in which she actually had a blue ignited lightsaber going up against some of the extras dressed as new creatures in Episode 9. Now, that lightsaber, that blue one, is it the Skywalker saber? Maybe not. It seems as so that she's going to have a brand new one in this movie that either she finds herself or she actually constructs and or develops on her own with the guidance of Luke Skywalker. So a combination of all of these things, Rey coming across the ancient Jedi temple, the Force ghost of Luke Skywalker training her and guiding her, her developing her own lightsaber, and of course, having C-3PO read the ancient Jedi texts, all seem to be exactly how Rey will become a Jedi in this movie. And that's one thing that I feel was missing from The Last Jedi, was a legitimate training session between both Luke Skywalker and Rey in a similar way of, you know, Yoda training Luke. We didn't really get that. We only got, you know, Luke Skywalker essentially trying to teach Rey why the Jedi need to end. We didn't get legitimate training between the two, and it seems as though that J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio are really trying to bring that back to the actual Star Wars sequel trilogy. Something that's honestly somewhat similar to Luke's path and a combination of something new as well. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.